I'm your streamer. And I come to you live from the no dog pooping sector with news of women that would happen to be super. So come on down, Charlie Brown. Gather around and let me show you a trailer.
Aren't you the ditz from that dive bar?
Funny. That's what I've been calling you.
Touche.
There it is, dude. The way she delivered that this won't end well for you guys made me cringe. I can't lie. Well, let me begin the YouTube video right now. Welcome to the Supergirl no dog pooping sector experience review. Ka-chow, laser, bam, explosion, John Williams. All at a brand new Lobo desk. I, today, was a human being on the face of the earth who is privileged enough to sit in a large air-conditioned room and spend $17 to watch a motion picture called Supergirl, the follow-up to the movie Superman, dude. A movie that I really liked. A movie I really liked. And this movie is, well, it's very interesting because I'll tell you right off the bat, people are going to be split on this. And it's because this isn't the most original story. What? What? The movie that was trying to look like sci-fi Guardians of the Galaxy is not even that. It's kind of a run-of-the-mill story. It's a good story, you know, to a degree. But what's great in this movie is these characters. All these characters, I really like them. You know, I wasn't, maybe not all of them. There's a little girl in this movie that is a pretty obnoxious character. I'm going to just say it. I was trying to be nicer about it. I did not like that character at all. I found them, like, annoying. Like, the whole, like, moral high ground character being a kid is such a played out trope. And you know, my desk here is even promoting one of the characters in this movie, you know? And Lobo is played by Jason Momoa, someone who people have wanted in the movie for to play this character forever. And there was like one or two lines where I was like, hey, I think that's pretty accurate to the character right there. But I wouldn't say that, like, you know, he's a flash in the pan, you know, like he's something that should have been an awesome, he's the equivalent of what Gambit was in what's it called? In Deadpool Wolverine. Gambit's not a cameo. Gambit's in there. He's got, you know, like 6 or 7 lines and they're great. Lobo has a little bit more than that maybe, but I like the character, but it was just like, I'm coincidentally here. I like fucking chicks and drinking beer. You know? He's not even the main man. I don't know if they had him drop that line. It would have been pretty lame if they did. He did. My favorite line from Lobo was he looked at Supergirl and he was like, "See you later, tits." That was the best one. That was that. Call that a spoiler if you want. That was like the best characterization from him in the movie, I thought, personally. But that's not worth $17. But what? I'm getting ahead of myself. And then we get to like the main character, Supergirl. It's her movie, all right? It's her movie, and she carries it. This actress is awesome. I think that she is at heart a thespian. She did her job. She did great. The story of the movie is the generic bad guy who is really lame looking. He has like, I almost like the design, but his character was just like, he was flatter than the villain in Guardians of the Galaxy. But his design is like that he has like a bunch of body mod like piercings all over his face. And like, it's kind of funny. And like, I don't know, the movie wasn't as funny as it wanted to be. But the movie is this generic villain shoots a poison dart at the dog. Everyone is in disarray, dude. The dog is in jeopardy. Obviously, the dog is not going to die, but now we need to go get the MacGuffin to go save the dog. And I love that idea. The drunk superhero, like the movie opens, Supergirl's like, I don't want to do this shit. All right, I'm on these planets where the sun lets me get fucked up. There's like DC rules. There's blue, yellow, green, red suns, whatever. And they all have like different effects. And like some of those come in to the story in cool ways. One of them being, the yellow sun is what gives her powers like Superman. And the red sun lets her get fucked up. And that's where we find her. But then, she's got to get her shit together because the dog is in danger. And she has to go on this adventure, and for some reason, she comes across this kid who wants to kill the guy at the same time, who was like a sword. It really feels like heavy-handed. Like if we introduce this character now, oh man, in 7 movies, we're gonna have to do something great. It really felt like that to me. But the biggest disappointment to me about this movie was that the movie's like rocking and rolling, and like we understand this character. We as the audience have seen so many superhero movies. We know the whole Spider-Man Uncle Ben speech, right? As they say in the biz, we never need to see Uncle Ben die again. And this movie says, actually, no. Actually, how about we hang out with Uncle Ben? How about we instead of telling a story with all the characters that are here, we stop. We have a character who is told to be a good guy. Like, I didn't need this movie to stop for basically 20 minutes. Because it flashes back like 2 or 3 times. And they're long segments. There's shots in there that are great where they could have been like, bam, 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 move on. They milk it in ways that they don't need to. For example, we don't need to see this. Call this a spoiler if you want. I don't care. We don't need to see Supergirl's mom dying going, you must do good. Don't always be nice, lady, but be cool, lady. No one needed that. No one in their mama needed to see a character tell the protagonist of the movie, "You're Supergirl." We didn't need that. The whole time, Superman is trying to call her going, "Yo, I'm your family. I love you. You're amazing." That tells me enough. And I think that the movie suffers because of this. I think that everything across the board is competent. The editing is uninspired in my eyes, which just means that I don't think the cinematography is particularly good, but I don't think it stands out. I don't think it's bad. Overall, this is just limp, I've been seeing so many bangers. This is one of the weakest ones I've seen. I didn't see He-Man, but the last time, like, I didn't even finish this movie, but last time a movie made me feel the way that Supergirl did was that Tron movie, which I gave up halfway through, and I never do that. But it was so damn boring. But man, this movie, Supergirl, I think that there's awesome parts in it. Like, I think the ending is really cool. Like, when she's Supergirl, she is being Supergirl. And Lobo has a few times, where he's being Lobo. But there's just a lot of other things about this movie that unfortunately I think just don't work, and they didn't feel genuine. There's one song that they used that I thought was really funny at the end, and I thought that it actually had punch, and I thought it was good. I didn't like all the other movies. A lot of stuff in this movie was giving the Marvels, which is like, how do I talk about that how do I make my point here that I'm trying to make without sounding sexist? Because it has nothing to do with that it's women. I just saw Toy Story 5, a movie about a girl and her doll that is also a girl. So this being about Supergirl has nothing to do with like these problems. It's just that for some reason there's this element of pandering. Like, all these songs that they're playing, like, was that the best pick that you had? The needle drops were bad in this, I thought. I'll just say it, man. Really thought that the needle drops in this were no good. I think that this isn't a wash. I hate saying that I think a movie is mid, but I mean, at best, on a great day like today, 7 out of 10, dude. High rental. On a bad day, dude, basura, dude. If I was 200 pounds heavier and I was depressed, oh my God, dude, I would be vomiting on myself screaming about this movie. I think that it's fine. I like it. But I think that they can do better. I look forward to seeing stories about these characters, but I don't think that this is the best that they could do. The movie stopping to talk about Krypton and where she's from, it's so worthless. Nobody needed that. It is a huge waste of time. It's the difference between something being 30 seconds and 30 minutes. It's really that much. All right? Because, like, think about it. There's even a thing in the trailer here. Where is it? Let me see if I can find it. Where it's like the thing floating in the air. Where is it? There it is. Like, you showed this, dude. I get the idea. I understand, right? You shield the part of the city. The people you said are her parents are in there. There's 15 more minutes after this. Boring. That's who cares? They are dead. They are irrelevant to the story at hand. The story is about the girl and her dog. I don't care about that. And if you don't see my point there, well, I can't make it more clear to you, dude. That is my review of Supergirl. I think that it feels corporate. It feels thrown together. It's not bad, but good enough has never been James Gunn's bar. This, unfortunately, was mid. I was just whelmed. I don't go to the movies for $17 to be whelmed. I go to laugh and to cry at movies like Jackass Best and Last. That movie really made me feel something. I felt so alive yesterday. Way better movie. I want to rewatch that 100 times before I rewatch this movie. Oh my God. There's just so many scenes in Supergirl that I just did not care for. The bar has been set so high, guys. Have you seen The Furious? Incredible movie. Incredible movie. So overall, dude, it's a bummer. It's whatever, man. I don't hate it, but like I didn't love it. Why wouldn't they introduce Lobo in a versus with Superman as the main villain? Seems like a miss. I think it's I think that my desk is the reason why Lobo's in the movie. Fortnite skins make fucking money, dude. You know? That's how cinema works now. You put the characters in there, and it's not just Lobo. They got the dog, they got her in there. But I think that introducing him in here wasn't necessarily a miss. He could have been used way better. The problem with this movie is not the story. It's the way that the story is scripted. The way that the scenes are designed are poor. Like, all of this on paper is amazing, but the writing is not good enough. That little girl character is an important character in this movie, and she is not likable. I'm sorry, man. Supposed to care about some random blacksmith's daughter because she has some sick-ass sword that never looks sick, by the way? I don't know, man. I feel like them putting something like Lobo in this movie is a sign of good faith, but, you know, I think that just throwing him and Superman together wouldn't have been like the best idea. I think that he's well introduced. He's a highlight in the movie. You know what's interesting about this? I think that comic book fans are going to like this more than your average Joe. And I'm fully aware of that. I think that if you love comic books, oh, dude, you're going to like this. You're going to like it, dude. If you're like me and you like movies, hell, I don't know. Yeah, dude, I thought the new Superman movie was awesome. I thought that movie was awesome. That new Superman was so good, dude. It made me feel good, you know? The movie focuses on the characters and lets the characters shine. And has some really strong dialogue. This movie doesn't have that. The biggest point, guys, Supergirl to me lacks charm. It lacks charm. Why is it so hard to make a good superhero, a female superhero movie? Dude, the first Wonder Woman movie is great. The first Wonder Woman movie is great. There's like one horrible line of dialogue in the movie, but the whole thing is great. That Wonder Woman movie's awesome. World War I Wonder Woman is underrated. Oh, dude, I don't even think about the second one. I think that there are good. I mean, I'd have to think about it. In a way, dude, Cabin in the Woods has a good female superhero, I'll say. And I won't explain that. And if you haven't seen that movie, go watch it. It's better than Supergirl. End of review.